On the Pat McAfee show today, Dan Orlovsky seems to think that the Denver Broncos have something cooking out in the Mile High City. And I want to agree with him, but at the same time, I'm getting a little bit concerned with the expectations that the national media is starting to kind of place onto Bo Nix and this Denver Broncos team. So I'm getting a little bit nervous about that. But to be fair, training camp just started today, and the football season is a long ways away still. Closer than we think. So let's check out this clip from Dan Orlovsky's appearance today on the Pat McAfee show and kind of talk about it together.
Touchdown, Denver!
I think Denver's going to be absolutely awesome. They'll have the best defense or second or third best defense in football. And
I'll pause right there because I do think that Dan Orlovsky is onto something, because on paper, this Denver Broncos defense should be the best defense in the league. But at the same time, we've watched this defense just 2 years ago give up 70 points in one single game. And at the end of last season, things started to shift a little bit for this defense. But with the addition of Jahdae Barron, Talanoa Hufanga on the back end, Dre Greenlaw at inside linebacker, I do feel like the defense is shoring up some of those gaps, some of those holes that they needed to have filled. And I do think that the Denver Broncos defense is going to pick up where they left off in the middle of the season, not so much where they were at the end of the season, but I could be wrong.
I think Bo Nix will only improve with their offensive line and be top 6, top 7 in the league. So I think if I had to pick two other teams that I really believe, like.
So he's saying that he thinks that the Denver Broncos offensive line is going to be like a top 6 offensive line. They were the best offensive line in the NFL last season, second best maybe behind the Eagles offensive line. And they're returning all 5 starters at that offensive line. I don't see a world in which the Denver Broncos offensive line drops past 4. I think Bo Nix is so good with his feet and in the pocket that he's going to be able to avoid sacks and make the offensive line look better. The addition of RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins at running back, just completely revamping the running back room, I think they're going to help the offensive line look better as well. I think Dan Orlovsky is maybe a little bit undervaluing what the Denver Broncos offensive line does, but he still does have the Broncos line pretty high up there.
Deep down, full roster can get there. It would be them. Obviously, Cincy with their defense is massive question marks. Their offense can score with anyone, but the Chargers, I want to see how good their weapons play on the outside. But those would be two teams outside of those top 3 that I'm like, yeah, watch them.
Denver's fun to think about. Just because what?
Denver is fun to think about. I think about them all the time. By the way, if you want to grab one of these 5280 shirts, they are linked in the description below. The one I'm wearing is the it's like the heavy cotton one. It's like an oversized tee, and I really like. I'm like turned into like an oversized tee kind of guy. I really like all my shirts. I've been ordering them like too big and trying to find like oversized tees. Really like them. So if you want to grab one of these, go grab one. Show off your Broncos pride. Or, I mean, you can wear it for Avalanche. You can wear it for the Nuggets. You can wear it for the Rockies. I don't know why you would want to go to a Rockies game, but you could wear it for one of those games if you wanted. They'll be linked in the description for you below.
Bo Nix became at the end of the season. You know, and the way he is fiery, too. Yeah. I mean, Bo Nix is a fiery guy. Him and Sean Payton's interactions on the sidelines last year were incredible. I really games, but that is a tough division.
That is a tough division. The AFC West is going to be an absolute beast of a division of football. I mean, say what you want about the Las Vegas Raiders. They improved. They went out and got Pete Carroll. They went out and brought in Geno Smith to be their new quarterback. They went out and got Ashton Genty to be their new running back. The Raiders are going to be better than they were last season. They just are. Max Crosby's always a problem. I don't think they're going to be enough of a problem to be able to slow down what the Broncos are going to be cooking on offense this season. And obviously, I think the Broncos defense is going to be able to handle any offense that they play against this year. Chargers are going to be interesting. This is like a prove it year for Justin Herbert. I feel like if this year doesn't happen for Justin Herbert, it's probably never going to happen for Justin Herbert, especially with a guy like Jim Harbaugh being his head coach, who is not necessarily a pass first guy. He wants to run the ball. He wants to grind the clock out. He wants to play really tough defense. So the Chargers are going to be an interesting situation. The Chiefs are going to be healthy again. They just won 16 games last year, 15 games last year, and now they're healthy. They're getting their guys back. It's the Chiefs. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they're always going to be the favorites to win the AFC West. But I don't see a world in which the Denver Broncos don't start getting some nods and people start putting some money down on the Broncos winning the AFC West. But at the same time, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am getting a little bit nervous about all the attention, all the love and respect that some of the media is starting to give the Broncos. I mean, there still are some of the Broncos haters out there. I'm looking at you, Nick Wright, Bomani Jones. What the hell was that about? But there are people out there who are really starting to give the respect that I think is deserved and earned to this team. But at the same time, there are still some like fears. Maybe it's trauma. I don't know what it is, but there are still some things that are just like deep within me that I'm just like, this is I'm scared. Are we going to actually be good? We won 10 games last year. If we only win 9 this year, but we look better in those 9 wins, is that going to make a difference? What if we just go out and just drop a turd on the 50-yard line every single game this season and we hit last year's under of win totals, which was 5.5? There's just so many things that I have in my brain leading up to this season that I am nervous about, but I do think that Bo Nix is not going to be the kind of guy that's going to have a sophomore slump, because sophomore slumps don't typically happen behind offensive lines that are going to be as good as this Denver Broncos offensive line is. And you got to remember, last year, the Broncos had no running game. They went out and completely addressed that in the draft and in free agency, bringing in J.K. Dobbins, drafting R.J. Harvey. It's a brand new running back room, which was something that I was hoping would happen this year. We got it. We got my wish, and I just hope that JK stays healthy. I hope RJ works out in our favor the way that we hope it is. But at the same time, it's going to be an interesting year in the AFC West. I've been waiting for years to see this team have the same coach and quarterback combination for more than just 1 year. We have that now. The consistency, the continuity, returning guys, adding really good guys. Evan Ingram, I haven't even talked about him yet in this video. I think he's going to be a great option to help this offense take the next step. But at the same time, like, it's been so long, so many years of just struggling and being let down after getting my hopes up year after year after year after year. And after coming off of last season, going into the playoffs for the first time since we won Super Bowl 50, it's just more of the same kind of gut feeling in me where I'm just like, oh my God, what if it was a fluke? Somebody talk me out of it. Let me know in the comments below. Was last season a fluke? Do I have anything to actually be nervous about? Are my concerns valid? What do you guys think in the comments below? Drop a like on your way out. Hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you all in the next one, Broncos Country. Let's go Broncos.
God bless Bo Nix. Touchdown, Denver.